but man, that is a tricky comp that I would be willing to bet Leviathan has never, ever played against.
I mean, not a chance you would have played against
That
this.
is a mental comp. I mean, the util that's going to be coming in for DIGIZIN to
They almost got the full wall
is
comp.
be nuts, and it's going to be tough for Taco Lee to off with all these walls.
This is so sick.
Yeah, all right, well, we're all set to go. Let's send it over to your casters, who I've handpicked. The power of being host has actually already gone to my head, so we'll have
What's
to
up,
send things
Elio?
over
How's
to
it? How you
Doug
doing?
and Bala. Give me to reset.
Walls on walls, dude. It's going to be mental.
She picked us.
Yeah, she did. She did. The funny thing, I was gonna say, thank you, Mimi. You're killing it on the desk, by the way. But she's already gotten too much power. You got to keep that in check.
Yeah, don't
Mimi
inflate that ego.
We've got a banger of a match before us, and Bala, for these two teams, there's a little bit of history, but it kind of feels like we've done this dance with them before.
Yeah, I mean, there is history.
Back in
Obviously,
your
the
days,
desk was
it's
touching
called
on
a
a lot of
sleepy
it already. Specifically, the
Yeah.
players that played with each other before.
I think so.
MWZera
Now everyone's fine with
in
it.
for Nosworth, who is on that Leviathan squad.
Now everyone's
and
fine with
he used to
comps.
play for FURIA. Yes, there's history, but it's also a new season. And we're only in week 2, and I think we're really starting to truly meet these teams for the first time, especially this North American audience who's get to watch a regional matchup.
Lev on
here that you
defense,
might have
Furia
seen
on
if you were
attack.
paying
We
attention last
see,
year.
oh, not this again. 6
And we've
person
got
duel
so
at
many
8.
changes up
7 person
in the
duel.
comps. The Harbor and the Viper going up against each other again. And
Holy hell. 34 HP, nice damage done.
I wanted to very quickly mention DGZin had light armor and Frenzy. That light armor could have been the difference between life and death there.
and they raid bossed him up. 100%.
Oh, these are going to
But
come back
damage
at a
done
nice
on both
time.
sides now. This one is difficult. You don't have any utility to block vision from King. Doesn't have his orb picked up or anything like
Yeah,
that.
the turret and the
Meanwhile,
alarm
DGZin
bot
still has
might
2
be
stuns.
every finicky. You wanted to
Which
do
you
it like that.
mentioned, the armor.
Placing alarm bot.
This could get dangerous for them in the post.
He's gonna have a ton of tools at his disposal.
Yeah, I mean, the
starting
turret's gonna
rotate
own
around,
this
though.
a
The spike
little
is
bit.
not being stuck. That Molly is gonna hurt things, though. You gotta keep an eye on DGZin. He may get the timing on this. He's gotten it down to 1. 3 on the round, 34 HP already.
Low HP.
King's gotta make a move.
Doesn't have time.
Yeah, no
Half,
time on
and then
this.
challenge. Surely he pulls off. No, he's gonna stay.
Yeah, no time.
Just a little short, right? Just a little short. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's close.
Another banger of a pistol, bro. Get out of here.
What a start. And
Yeah,
Furia.
nice round from them. They're close to him
Everybody's
too.
talking about them now as some sort of dark horse. But here you go. Leviathan was great in pistols last time they played against NRG. We'll see. I mean, it's the first one.
Okay, in terms of how they're handling this,
What was
rifle,
really good about them
rifle.
on this map was the
Oh my
amount of
goodness, 4
retaking they were doing. They
rifles.
were just falling
Okay,
off
every
the
death
site
is
and playing
important here.
disciplined. I'm not sure how much space DIGIZin is gonna let you do that. So let's see. Again, Furia approaching this A main, and you can see the differences with the comp that they've chosen now and the new meta as well. Just throwing down that cascade, a flash as well, lets them take A main for free.
for this because he's so
Farm up
close.
the orbs
and
too. Now
ult.
DG's
It's
on 1
interesting.
point away from having his ult. So electric and such a key part of the conversation that we have with Furia.
Look at this trap here, though. See if MW does opt to explore, and I think they might, but just through shops instead.
So yeah, they leave one person here as well,
So
just
they're
in
gonna rotate
case
C.
they start sky flashing to get info.
I will note that
and
that
it
is
will ping off.
exactly the same type of eco round that you went
So I
for
like
in
how
the
Furia are
NRG
approaching
game for the
this.
Vietnam.
Good.
So Furia, if they watch that game, should be avoiding mid as much as possible on these ecos.
That seems to be the case too. I mean, they rotated through spawn. Harbor wall going up, and the Trailblazer to clear the way.
It's very controlled there. Nobody really overcommitting. DIGIZin's not going too fast, but this mid push.
There it was. You called it. Now's the first to fall in the
Nice
team.
to
dropping
late
the
gun.
flash
How
in case anyone
defensive is he
pushing
gonna
the
play?
pace, and there is. He's quickly getting
pinched.
surrounded. He may be in trouble here. Does he understand? Does he realize? Is he aware? One spotted, shy, giving a little eye candy. Ultimately falls.
How is he? How is he aware?
Oh, he's not.
Yeah, kind of aware,
not.
almost.
Mazine falls. Taco Leah getting another one. And Bulldog scooped up here.
Lev hasn't played Icebox
the
this
time.
year. That'll be
Yeah.
interesting as well.
Ticked so far already. See if they can actually escape out of back call. That might have been a threat. Still, actually, look at the position of QCK. He's way far up.
One enemy remaining.
And he
Damn,
makes it
this was
clean.
nice
no
from
worries.
them. Do
Very
we
clean.
pick up the other
DG's
rifle?
in,
No,
gets
it's
his
miles
ult
away.
online,
Okay.
round 3.
So,
Pretty clean. You're carrying, what, 3
Yeah,
rifles
not
into
too
the next
bad.
round if you're Furia?
Yeah,
What
and they
are you
recovered
buying?
that Bulldog too.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's very nice. Nicely done. And again, there was danger in that one. I think Leviathan had 3 thrifty round wins against NRG, and 2 of them came on this map. One of them at a most critical time. So making that as clean as possible, super important.
Lambot. Show us the way, Sky. I'm out of here.
And while both these teams undefeated on this map, they've only
insta-stun.
played a low amount of
Flash
times.
goes in
Leviathan,
and
we
goes
just
in.
saw
I mean,
for the
that's
first time
that's a
last week, and
disgusting
it was,
take.
It was
That's
very
actually
good
very
against
hard to
NRG, who
fight.
we deemed to have been a very good Pearl team as well.
So they can pretty much go
FURIA,
get this
meanwhile,
orb all the
played at
time.
lock-in against T1 in their first series.
DGZin has his ult. We are close to the breach ult as well.
See if they've continued to put in the work, though. I'd like to see them start to explore how to use this high tide in mid and destroy some of the KJ utility that's up for Shy and Leviathan.
Speaking of which, a high tide of Leviathans that's keeping that alarm bot safe for now.
This is buying time.
I
fact that this is
really
gonna
like this
start to
approach
come
of
in
how they're
late
approaching
for
this.
FURIA
Not that
means
we've
they
seen
might
this guy
have to
actually
opt to
doing that
go
much,
for this hit.
but
Sid Mazin can also
they are
find
just
some
sticking
sort of
people on the outskirts
activation
just to
of
eat
DGZin.
flashes and make pressure here against this guy.
Go Theo,
It's
he's
a-
gonna
it's
want
a
to go
very
for it.
cool,
He does, picks
game
up the
plan.
Spectre and goes forward. Doesn't get a shot as King just puts 2 in the back of his head.
That's a little bit of overlooking of that high tide gap there that King did a great job putting himself in.
MW Zera swinging around.
Not ready
First
yet.
person flash, a second not challenged yet. As MW Zera spots King. I mean, Leviathan are
Huge
just getting
kills.
rolled here.
Huge kills. Oh
I know
my goodness.
there's still a sheriff up in play.
Nicely done, QCK. What the?
Leviathan had the gun advantage. Taco's left in this 1v3, and yeah, QCK's weak, but time's not on his side.
Through the window, but to the spawn, Takalia.
Yeah,
Not
this
gonna
could be a
opt to go for
nightmare
this,
for
and we
Lev.
did see a lot
Not going
of
up
saving.
against
You
this
mentioned
comp
the weapon
before.
advantage. I'm surprised actually
Don't know what
that
the breach is going to be
Khalil
doing.
didn't find himself a Vandal. But look at all the bodies dead for Leviathan.
It's a good
It's all
start
in
for
spawn,
FURIA
so
in terms
for
of this.
QCK, his
They
role there, while he did pick up,
have a good chance to stack up
Khalil's
some
role
money
there is
here
to
as well.
Stay back, play the post plant,
2-9 loss
and
bonus
make sure that they
for
have
Lev.
at least some sort of force alive if it does go bad for them. Somewhere where they can fall into, where the space is still controlled. That's the bonus. 3-0 now. If I remember correctly, it was very even halves for Leviathan and RG. So this could start to spiral
Oh boy,
here. in
heavy.
FURIA.
Oh
I mean, they've
man,
got the
look at
reckoning
this.
right now.
No,
Oh, everyone's
10
on this side of
people.
the map. Literally everyone.
All 10.
Gotta go.
It's inevitable that it's going to be good. You mentioned the reckoning. Keep an eye on that. That flash is going to get King, but there are so many other members here.
I'm out of here.
Are you expecting them all? DG's in getting the first. Flash stays alive though.
Did the
And there are so many layers
breach
to this
stop?
Leviathan defense here. Oh, they're going to
Molly's
get
nice.
cleaned up. Furia getting all of them, but the kills go
The
back and
Molly's
forth
really
again.
nice. It's good damage at least.
Rifle advantage still for
One enemy
Furia.
remaining.
Wow.
And while
My ult's ready.
Nowser was able to take one, this should still be pretty clean after Furia. They should be able to get out of here.
Yeah, but look how they're just dueling this. They realize what the situation is, and they continue to go for it. And the fact that they're approaching actually gives Nalthor a chance here.
Oh boy, 16 HP.
Ooh, okay.
Nothing doing though.
Armor
That was
rebuy.
exactly
Gun.
around
Not
that
too
they
bad.
actually tried
Good
against
eco
NRG.
from them,
That
really.
volley that lands on the
Still
back
very
allows
nice
them
for FURIA,
so
though.
much room to fight with their
The
weaponry.
best thing
that
for
is
FURIA is just
certainly
the amount
lower.
of ults.
And allow them to find maybe some vulnerable kills, but also
Yeah,
the
looking
space
a little bit like the
to
C9
fight
start.
up disadvantaged positions. There's that volley I was talking about. Look how they have to fall back.
Yeah.
And the way they're actually breaking it up as well with the high tide there. That one is really nice.
Damn, they're doing
And
this. They
clearly
take a
found
lot of the
success.
time in these buy rounds. They are just getting
I will say
ults
though,
for
DGZin
free.
has some
Who's getting
movement
this
tricks
one?
there
Sky,
on
maybe?
B-Long. He jumped immediately on that little map, which no other character can do.
No one's getting. This is
Reckoning
interesting.
and
Ult
Rolling
to just
Thunder
cut off
ready
this,
for Furia.
and they
Plenty
just
of
check
full
to see if
swords
anyone
with
went
one
out
crack
of it.
side open. Seems like they may end up A here.
Think
Good
about
note.
that
Thanks so much,
combination
dude.
of
Appreciate you.
ults and how
8
deadly
months
that
in
could
the
be.
Slug
The
Club.
stun
Thanks for
coming
using
in
Prime. Thank you, mate.
QCK, or either one, all of a sudden makes you
Nicely
slower
done,
and
chat.
more
Look at you go.
susceptible to the reckoning stuns and reckoning pulses. You almost have to play off-site. You have
They're
to figure
doing
out which
so
site they're going to
good
hit and then fall
at
off
denying
preemptively. Otherwise, you're getting
information
caught
and
in a
pushing
really dangerous
everyone
position.
back. Like, look how far back they have
Also,
to be.
no op here from Takalia. Sean mentioned how it would be difficult
With it,
how
like
to
in
find even value
one
behind the
minute.
4 walls that could potentially be on the site at the same time.
Zeno shots not landing. Those are rounds, those are fights that we're used to seeing them win. There's the reckoning.
Ooh, wall miss there.
Go, go, go.
Jin was intending to block off spawn.
Get a decent amount here. The spike is going to be planted in the cove. Now, how do Leviathan play through this?
This is where they were great against NRG, but there's still so many tools. That Rolling Thunder is still up.
That's early.
Dude, they're saving.
That looks like they're going to save.
Yep.
Wow, that's insane for Furia.
Over and over. And this is starting to look very
3,000 for every single
No
person
matter how this
alive.
half plays out from here, 5 is already
5 people
such a
stay
strong
alive.
start,
They
and you
got
have to imagine
300
there's a
extra
few
for
more coming
that.
for Furia.
Oh my
There really
goodness.
hasn't been any answers so
Furia
far.
on for just a
And when you have those
crazy half
tools,
at the
we
moment.
mentioned how they kind of have to play off site. They're losing the first pick, gave them the entry right away. They come in through B-Link.
Does help their own economy as well, but
There's
like
no room for Leviathan to even really make something happen. And where is the response going to come from? Because I don't even think it's going to be King with his ults. I think really you're looking at Shy to combo and
They think they're so
try to make something happen by regaining with some
Holy.
lockdown space or something like that. But he's so far away.
Yeah, exactly. Should be a while before he gets out online, and Furia
any
for them
pause?
to start off
No,
as clean
okay,
as they
Furia
do. This looks
all
great.
over them
And
at the
reminder,
moment.
just
They're
how
doing
you just saw
so
in that
good with the
replay there,
map
they're
control.
crawling into B-Link, the same thing that they did on that eco
Reach
round,
out
where
as
they were
well.
getting
Every
the
single
full
time
force of
it's
Leviathan.
been free to
That's
take
the
this.
style
Oh,
of
we're
this
gonna
team.
try fight
They
this.
often go
Dude, they're
for
ready
the
for it. They're
hardest
ready for
path
the fight.
through.
They've changed up the stun to
The
the
path
side.
of most resistance instead of least resistance.
No
and that's just their
way.
style. You see it in DigiZin as
Yeah, look, they
a player
changed
on
up
this
their
team,
stun
as
to
a
the
leader on this
sides
team,
because
not
they
the
knew they were going to
IGL, but
push out instead of the normal one.
clearly an
All over
emotional
them.
leader and a pace leader.
This is kind of insanely impressive at the moment.
They're happy to take duels. They're happy to go dry. Challenge their opponents to take fights straight up.
I love how you described it. You referred to it as brawling, and that just feels so apt for this squad.
This
who, mind
is
you,
nice
has,
as
has
well, though.
kind of danced with a couple
Oh,
of Latin American teams already.
my
Think about it. They
goodness.
have Crew first. Now they're
Jump
going up
peek
against
going
Leviathan.
in.
Yeah, that's different
And
level
they
of
pluck
competition,
him out
but
the air, and that is the setup that I was like in
either
Gone.
way, Seekers online, pushing their way forward. There's the rolling thunder.
Pretty
too,
short
that's not
as
gonna
well.
hit anyone. I
Wow,
believe that was the only
this
one close by, and
is
DG's in it already cleaned
impressive.
him up. King down.
King switched to a shorty to try to take that fight, but DigiZin makes it work with the speed that he has. And he's not even using a Phantom, which a lot of mobility characters would like to use. Agents like Jet, agents like Neon. He's going straight with the Vandal. And it's going to be a save again. There's no way
They
in.
had to save again.
Maybe, oh, Zeno, he's got his cove too. He can make a play here. His teammates are so far back though. And there's no more,
Yeah, it doesn't have the
no
gun
more
for it.
chances.
5 people alive again. 3,000 on top of all of this.
It's only been 6 rounds, but man, it really feels like things have gone sideways for Leviathan very quickly. I don't know that anybody would have predicted this start.
Yeah, this is
I mean,
madness.
maybe
This is
Furia at their
literally
best,
just
they go 3-3,
C9
something
all
like
over
that,
again.
but for it to be a 6-0 lead
Yeah.
is just staggering.
Complete dominance so far on the server. I think some of the problems continue. Actually, some of the that's
Disgusting.
I mean, poor guy. He's just jump spotting. He's trying to. His reaction to the head flick. I think some of the problems that we saw rear their heads in the NRG series, for example, this is just, I'm not trying to single him out, but Takalia not able to find like super value until Lotus came around was because of the comp that they're playing. And it's still a problem right now, but also compounded with a lot of the other players as well. Getting picked early. I mean, NRG ended up falling to them. Furia looked like they are playing really well on an individual
Yeah,
level.
there was
right
a few
Khalil,
teams
who
that
had a
tried
fantastic
Neon
game
on
against
Pal.
Crew earlier on. Again, that
Fnatic
shot
did it as
nasty.
well.
But those are the types of peak that they were making and not getting
maybe?
punished for against NRG.
Yeah.
Here things are just clicking for Furia. The
There's a few
best
teams
part
I
about
can't
this,
remember.
I think,
I can't remember.
as a start for Furia is, for the longest time, Wyatt was talking about it on the desk, for the longest time, they've put up a great fight against some of the best. And Leviathan certainly is that in this season, in this split.
Right.
But they're just not able to get
On a
through
buff,
them.
maybe.
This is a
the
fantastic
pause.
start early in the season when there's a lot less pressure on it.
They do not have the money to
The
buy on
result
this.
of the match
So
ultimately
this is a
will not
low buy.
truly matter
6-0
in the
down.
grand scheme of things.
This might be the
Other
most
than
money
for
we've seen
seeding and
anyone
whatnot,
have.
because later on the
It's
matches
6-0.
become more and more important.
They just haven't had to rebuy anything.
There's a lot less pressure on the line. So when you're talking about trying to overstep, trying to beat these best of the line teams, right now's the time to do it.
Yeah, they don't have an
pep in their
answer for
step
A
from the
main. They
defensive side.
cannot
They've already
take A
taken
main.
down C-Long behind
A
the
main
wall.
is lost every single
Taco's in a
round,
good spot to make a play here, and he's got some help via Nauser.
and that's a nightmare.
Gotta go.
Made this play so many times.
Watch out.
If it ain't broke.
There's some counter util now coming out from King. A lot of times this was given for free. And also look what's going on at B-Long. They're way in front of that orb, so that misdirection where they have pivoted very often could work out, but it's not a
Dog
pivot this
clip
time. It's straight on the side.
everything.
No, and Leviathan should know at this point with the utility that they've seen. DG's in the first to swing. The Cove is going to provide cover for the spike to go down.
Yeah, they can just carry on holding this, and they never have to
And
worry
there's the
about
flanking
pit.
again.
It's suffocating the util
Banana
getting out
double
there, but they're not
flank,
pushing
but-
back side. King, little greedy there. He's by himself. Normally he has many teammates coming in with him when he wants to flood.
The two rifles that remain for Leviathan are the ones that are on the
Dude, they
flank.
look a
Zine is
little
going to be
bit-
the one who has to keep them back. As now they're choosing to go towards mid.
Yeah,
Khalil
lower
there to
bow.
receive. Spotted. Shoulder. But Nauser gets a kill. Their time is just not on their side,
they're
man.
just
It's
trying to
these
lock
retakes
them
now.
in.
Yeah, sure, they're starting to get some kills, but it has to be forced.
Enemy remaining.
He's gotten it on the tap, gotten it down to a 1v1. Again, now all the pressure from the clock on Nauser. He's going to get the kill on Mazine, but he's not going to be able to get there in time.
Clutch.
7 for Furia.
Damn, this is nuts.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it. Both these teams.
Okay, now they get
have
their
the
full
most
buy-in. They
dominant
have a
net
lot of
wins so
ults.
far in this split in the
They
Americas League.
desperately need a round.
And I was like, okay, well, that should be indicative that we're not going to have any stomps.
They
But
should match up well.
Furia 7-0 on attack side pro against Leviathan.
Test.
Everything working for them. Finally, you have
Four
some key
ults,
ults here
right.
for Leviathan on a gun round. Finally, you have that lockdown from Shy. I mean, he's
Disrespected
essentially
the
got
wall.
this based off of deaths alone.
First time
yeah,
they
pretty
didn't
much.
stun over towards A, though.
Which I guess is one way to go about it. Now they haven't really explored Link a ton, and my goodness, bro. DG's in just on a tear. Taco finds some high ground and drops them. But again, numbers still in favor of Furia. Taco has to find more.
He's alone, though. He's alone, completely isolated, and we've seen how suffocating the util on these XX can go.
All of the walls, all of the smokes, all of the denial of vision.
Here's a
And
reset. That
Taco
was his
gets
last night.
another. Blades go
Oh
wide,
my.
but the Sheriff does
Enemy
not.
remaining. Spike down.
Finally!
Holy
Leviathan
hell.
on the
It
board.
happened 7-1. Nicely done from
And it
Taco.
was Taco. We talked about it.
Yeah, that last
Occupational hazards
that
aside,
last shot.
There's some life for
Reset
the
the
last
knives.
time legend
Kinda nice.
still.
Dude, the kills, the opening
Digis in
2
with two
kills over
big
towards
openers,
door
but
from
immediately swatted
DG's
back
in
like
there
a
was
fly.
crazy.
By Takalia. What a round. And that's what they needed. They needed a spark. They needed something.
Yeah, they
in this
needed
game.
something. Okay,
But
is this the
good thing
first
they
time
didn't
we
use
see the
their ults
off
because
power?
they're going to need him in this round. Fast aim and control. We saw this in the pistol and the eco.
Waits for the stun,
Taco with the
disrespects
off
the
the
wall.
first time. No,
Nicely
he
done, he
dashes
did not mean to dash
forward.
forward.
He might get punished.
It's
no.
fine. A little bit of
Reversing
style
it
in
out
there.
of there.
It's giving me
But
some
the setup
flashbacks
was
to
great. The
Yumpy
flash
playing Jet.
over the top into
So
A,
it's
man.
fine.
It's very well done.
Dude, are you kidding me?
Poor Shy again.
Yeah,
That's the
he needs to
first
stop
jump
jump
peek
peeking.
after
You
the
can't
wall
jump peek
falls.
anymore.
It's not like he knew he was there.
You
right?
can't jump peek over towards
He
B.
just knows it's possibly coming.
He's
Shy's
incredible
just gonna have
at
to
it.
stop that at this point.
I mean, yeah.
That's twice.
Everybody on this team is going to have to stop that. Every time they take one of these opening dry fights where they're holding an angle, Furia is
This makes
just
a lot of sense.
frying
Push in
them.
mid, they have no sentinel. What on earth is the timing going to be
Meanwhile, he's
like on
gonna
this
come
one?
back and potentially find King on the lurk here.
Very good.
And King has to, yeah, he has to tuck tail.
Flash
But
goes
it
in
has
over
put
towards B as
Furia in
well,
a
so they
weird
just
position
cleared a
here.
lot of
3v4.
this.
Yeah, they still have the utility from QCK to work with. They have the wall, they have the reckoning, and they have Taco on the run. Ob still in play, and MW0 is going to try to find him.
Oh, they look,
Trailblazer not getting
good
anything.
with some of the stuff they're doing.
Like this from Fury, retaking art control is going to be super important against this util that's coming up.
There are two on the other side.
Yeah,
They've left
ult for
QCK
the
here on the
retake.
site by himself. And he's spotted by the
Yeah,
Reckoning
he's spotted by the
Tethers.
ult.
Still dancing around. Viper's print.
Oh
Providing
my
covers.
god, how has he
GCK
got a
gets
kill?
one.
That's madness.
Traded back though. 2v3. Blocking fire. Still in play as FURIA try to hang on to the round. Try to hang on to the site. Taco's already working his way to the defuse. He's got his
Both, they can hear it. Damn, they fully
Yeah,
spammed
they
him.
played off an art and it was just too far
Yeah,
away.
they fully spammed him for
They
sure.
get down and get the defuse.
These were the type of situations where Leviathan was thriving. When they get an early pick because of Tacolia or some other player.
Dude,
Finding
the
value,
sheer
and
panic
they're
when
finally
he
as well. It's a constant theme in these games
Alright,
where there's no
was it
sentinel
literally
that
in the
you want
corner
to
of the
flank
plant?
as much
Okay,
as
yeah.
possible, at least a
Not a
threat.
good plant then.
Furia's been doing a great job
The sheer
covering
panic when
it,
he dashed forward is so good.
despite not having the sentinel. But those flanks are also coming very late. Their king in the middle of the round finds the gap of the rotation. Knows Khalil, who just got that kill way down
Okay,
below.
this is the first time that they
If
got
it's going to be
punished
an A hit,
over
it's going to be rotating in
towards
that direction.
A. So
Yeah, the game sense,
maybe
the timing
Furia are gonna
And
change
there
something
was
up
perfect. It's
in
exactly
terms
what
of
they
their A
needed.
hit. I'm not sure,
And
but it felt
the
like this
interesting
pause
thing
was
is
only
we'll
going to
take
come
a
in
look at
once
Monday
they
to see how it goes,
got
but for
denied
them
at
to
the
be up
towards
as many
A.
rounds as they
Or
are,
potentially,
yeah, they lost a
I
couple
mean,
of guns there, but
the problem with the pauses is
Fury have
it
amassed
can be a
such
lot of
lead
things that they're talking about.
You really are going to
There's
have
so
to
much
go through
going
the
on. We're
best
so
of what
deep
they
into
have to
this
offer
arm.
for a couple of rounds here. There is no solace anytime soon.
Yeah. And you still have to come up with solutions to some of the problems that you haven't so far, right?
Yeah.
Just like the Neon hits and XX.
Frost, he's
that
like
have
their
been coming on
manager
that
or
A
something,
side.
right? If we're thinking of
And
the
the
same
speed that
dude.
Digizin is able to get into backhaul with
The guy
this.
that was in
These
100
round
was it
wins have come on
100
off a lot
Thieves?
slower rounds so far.
Is that the guy you're talking about? 100 Thieves.
So let's see what
guy.
happens if Furia wants to up the pace, and it looks like they will.
Right there.
Furia
Used to
as
be
well
like
is getting
he's
a
had something to do
reputation
with
as
flip side at one point.
experimentalist. Where now they're bringing a Neon with the Harbor Viper. They're bringing a Breach as well. No Sentinel on this map. That is very far off from what other teams are experimenting right now with, which is the Harbor Viper, which is the Gecko.
Mate, surely this guy doesn't get plucked out the air again.
Cascade down deep already. Khalil picked up that orb. You know this is going to be a hit.
I mean, they're not attempting to conceal it either. First wall goes up and you hear the ult used to. Interesting you choose
This
to
is
use it here
nice.
with a gun in
Instant.
hand.
Do they flood the
also
site after this
took a
though?
lot of damage.
Alarm
Yeah,
bot
he
hasn't
did.
been triggered.
Killed back up right away by MW, but they've got the site. Will they be able to get this?
Yeah, I was
spike
gonna say,
down?
how do
Still
they
a
want to
call
use the
possible
ult?
here for
Okay, they
QCK.
go for the
They have
plant
to
over
clear out
towards here.
backside too.
Sure,
I
they
don't
get an
think
extra
they've done
spam on
that
that.
yet. Yeah, now DG's
Damn.
in swinging around, doing the dirty
No
work,
comms in this one.
and continuing to scale forward. Lockdown
Oh,
invested
like,
here.
I mean,
They're
they were
gonna have
both.
to play off site.
They got a little bit
Steve's
unlucky
gonna
that they were
stay.
both like here in heaven, so they would have had to have widened
No
it.
tools to really break this. Aftershock's already used.
They got
Mollies
anything
are
to
gone
block
too.
vision though?
He's just staying! The lamb to the
Holy.
slaughter!
He's in one for a hero
Almost
play.
gets one.
When do
got
they use the
too.
cove?
So many vision blockers.
There
This
must.
could be really
Mollies
tough
are
here
coming
for
in.
Furia to
This
actually
one might
fight
be
back in.
impossible.
I mean, they can't see a dang thing. Taco getting one from up top.
It's not even halved yet.
No. Having to dance around the fault line. The tap is there again. King's already got a tap, and he should be able to take it the whole way. I don't know that. Oh, that's a no! He stopped it! Time is not great! He's got it, and he's
Oh
got
man,
it! He
this map is so
goes
dumb.
for
Nicely played. Nicely played though. Nicely played. With the smoke, the mollies, he had the
Bit of a blunder there
lineups.
from Leviathan. Nobody really pressuring the spike, but that's because Khalil is actually throwing down his mollies early on in that round. But this guy is starting to be a little bit of a clutch demon for this team.
This guy's starting to be a
gosh.
monster the whole map though.
So steady, bro. I mean, just watching the micro adjust, there's no like micro flicking in his mouse, anything like that. The crosshair's steady.
He's using his movement for that,
Yeah.
which is so important in that situation where you're just trying to dodge the spam.
Yeah, that was nice.
And we're into
That
the
was
next round.
nice.
The A-main control that's been working so well, but there's a challenge here.
Again, a Vandal, not a Phantom, dashing through, controlling the spray, landing the shots onto Taco, and Furia want more.
That clutch might have just ended this game.
Yeah, I think it has.
With this
I really
follow-up
think it
as well,
has.
Digizin is yelling across the stage.
You mentioned him as the emotional leader previously. Yeah, he's feeling it.
Spike planted. One enemy
What can
remaining.
Leviathan do to trade this back? Nothing in this round.
This is crazy right now.
For a second there, they were really fast on site.
Last
And I think
round
the
before
Furia
the
members
switch.
took their foot off the pedal for a second, but instantly got back into it. We're looking at a potential 10-2 half, given the money that Leviathan has right now. And we've already seen the two eco looks that have worked successfully for them in the past.
Yeah,
How are they going to find
it's a
value
real
here?
fast one, yeah, not
They've
wrong.
already called a timeout. It's all up to King
Behind me.
to call a must-win round here.
Frag leader for his team as well. Deep flash is gonna get some info. The spam, they're just so bold, bro. They're so confident.
Taco high,
Taco,
really
what
high.
the hell is that? That's sick.
Still getting the kill on DG's in. That's their spark sideline for the
That
rest of the
Furia
round.
just looked so good.
You say that.
This guy's been
We'll just watch
everything.
Khalil work down. And
I've
down
really
there.
liked the breach as well, to be
They're
honest.
straight
The
peak
breach
kill.
with the harbor looks
And they've
kind of
got these
nice.
ults. That was a picked
They've
up
been
orb
doing some cool stuff with it.
from one of the 3 players who has their ult right now. And a dangerous combination. That again, these Leviathan players need to find solutions to. How are they going to be used? How can we counter them out? We've already seen the Harbor ult be used on both sides. Here's a 50-second Seeker coming in
Oh,
too.
with the ults coming out, that
Giving up a
changes the
lot of
plan, right?
information.
Flash also getting something. And that's pulled them right back.
Yeah, they
Now
got all
3
three
members of
here.
Leviathan close by.
Look at Mazzino. He's actually in the spot. It's Aftershock. Oh,
No.
Everybody!
Oh no, Furia, everything was so good until this round. Okay, MW0,
And
let's
now,
see.
dropping the Seekers of
1v5
their
gets
own,
2.
MWZero is going to be in this 1v3, and he has no armor and very little health. He does have some info, though. Opting to go the patient route, now planning the spike, yet now position given away.
Might have just costed him the opportunity here.
Yeah, King right above him. Pushed off by the
Yeah,
presence
it's
of the Molly.
unlucky.
Another spotted, and King drops him.
Ah, that's such a shame. I mean, really good half.
The
There was
concerning
just
thing,
that,
if I
that
will,
one
is that
mistake.
it requires heroics.
One mistake out of the whole
Sure.
half,
Hey,
though.
no,
I mean,
but look,
you take it.
that round,
That was a
low
clean
econ,
half.
I think the heroics, you kind of need to win that round in the first place. I was talking about how you're trying to call a round to win that, but that one, that needed heroics, and they got it.
They did get heroics, and that got them to
That
a
was such
9-3
a
half.
clean
Let's throw
half.
it down to the desk. Mimi, what do you guys think?
I think that FURIA is looking pretty damn good right now. They cooked up a wild comp heading into this one, but they're up 9-3 at the half, and wow, they had some really good ideas
Yampi's
for
tweet?
conditioning with this
I'll check it on my
breach.
phone. What is it?
Yeah, we're seeing some really cool
Can I
stuff
show it
with
on
this comp.
broadcast
The
or
way that
not?
they're able to control
Maybe
the
not.
map.
I'm
I
gonna
mean, they
move
were
it to the
controlling
right.
the map every round, essentially the entire half.
Yeah?
Just
Okay.
doing what they...
Oh my god, sorry for the flashbang, everyone. Oh my goodness. Chat, why are you linking me this? I asked if I could show it on broadcast. That's a straight up no. You can't show that on broadcast. For God's sake, Yampy.
Big B exec winning another round early on in a long string of them with the
Chat, if I get banned for that
But
one.
that little opening round
For
play
God's
was
sake,
allowing them to
Yampy.
control A main over and over, and then after that, Leviathan really didn't have anything effective to actually recontest and take the space back. So Furia were just doing whatever
Yeah, I
the
know,
hell
I
they
can't
wanted.
get banned for that. I know, I know, I know.
It's hard to believe that Furia
I'm joking.
didn't pick this map with this comp and how they just.
I think
played
you're allowed
that
to do
half.
that now anyway. I
That
think you're
was
allowed to. They
insane
changed that
watch.
rule,
We
right?
saw, like you mentioned, their A main control. That's one of the key strengths of the Harbor Viper comp, that loud and Leviathan run. And it was just yoinked right from them by the Neon, by the breach. And then the B executes with the Neon wall
That's
going
so
up.
funny.
They were almost unstoppable on
God's sake,
any
that
site
boy.
they hit, like you said. And the only rounds
Yampy
that
having the
Leviathan
time
won
of his
were
life,
almost
yeah.
like fluky rounds.
As always.
Yeah, it really felt
Chan,
that
just gonna
way.
get some
And
water,
coming
one
into this
sec.
one, besides just the breach and all that, the other difference was this Neon, and thus far it feels like they're getting a lot of value out of DigiZin. Well, Taco has been struggling a little bit against all this utility.
Yeah, I can't for the life of me. I don't know why they're trying to get the op on some of these rounds, force the op. I mean, he got a couple kills with it, cool, but on most rounds, there's like 20 walls going up. There's no angles. And on the opposite side, you just have DigiZin zooming in on the Neon with all types of utility to support him. That's making a huge difference.
Yeah, on one side you have an op trying to like get all these kills through a million pieces of util, and then you have DG who gets dropped a frenzy on pistol round and is just living the life with util everywhere to open things up, and Taco is just retreating 24/7.
Yeah, the first half
Okay.
had some really interesting things, so I'm
Yeah,
super
of course
excited to
I'm
see
not.
what FURIA's
What's going
cooked
on
up
here?
in half number 2.
We'll find out. The nice thing is you don't have to cook very much. When you find yourself up 9-3 at halftime, you just got to get your way through a couple of rounds. Even if you
Yeah,
stumble your
Zelsus
way
loves
into
it.
them, you're sitting pretty.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know how much we're actually going to see what they could.
Not a
I think we
chance,
got a
Scops.
fair share of it on that attacking side, but now in the defense, something that I think Sean is mentioning is how difficult it was to get Leviathan in the same protocols that they were against some of the more traditional comps, some of the slower comps, and especially against a Harbor Viper comp. This one is taking advantage of some of the gaps that you have to leave. So FURIA may have just
If
found a
K-Cup
counter
qualify,
comp
me and Sideshow do a
right
hot
here,
top stream.
anti-Viper Neon.
What are you saying? Qualify for
Little
Tokyo?
bit of flare.
I mean,
There's
that's
that
secured.
B-Link
It would
stun.
never
It
happen.
comes from so far away and could have really damaged Leviathan right there.
Probably should have, to be honest, if not for the bit of util that was dropped to keep DGs in at bay.
They're walking into a pinch
For
right now,
playoffs,
Doug.
so yeah, that's a bit risky.
Being spotted. So many targets, and he's solely aware of all of them. Not able to get anything, though. And Leviathan can now work their way. Down Link, a wall goes up.
They know where he is, too.
Big out from DGs.
gonna have to go
but
huge.
traded instantly. You can't afford these 1-for-1s here when you're down numbers.
That's unlucky. Yeah.
QCK.
I was, honestly, with how well he's been
Shot's gonna get the
playing,
spike down.
I was kind of
Leviathan
believing.
should find their 4th round here.
Spike
Yeah, with that wall going back up, everybody taking backhaul positions, having to get through that turret, although that actually blocked the vision now. Instead gets clotheslined by the turret.
I respect it. An attempt was made.
And I love that call from Leviathan. I love that call from the Xeno. I think it was their initial idea was to pinch through
Why is
sewers
everyone
onto
misquoting me?
B-Link,
What's
but
going on here?
especially to continue with it, I was like, okay, their plan
Started
has already
with the
been stalled a
uncoachable
little bit
thing.
with that breach stun. Are they going to
Now
pivot?
it's
And they
just-
didn't. But
it's
I think it was a
everywhere.
great call because
Okay.
that stun comes in, it gives up the position
Let's
of where they
see
are, and you can kind
how
of see
much money
them.
they can
You can
stack
kind of predict that they might walk up B-Link there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in a sense,
I also
bait
want
them
to
into
see
the
how
trap.
FURIA are going to try and approach
I'm
shutting
looking
down
at
to
the
B.
stun again with them all the way up here on A long.
DG's in the first spot at the flash there, and QCK did not get flashed at all. He's able to get the kills.
Are they going to find the spike here too? Messina somehow
Wait, what?
walks up with that space. Super confident that his team was going to be there to back him up. Oh my goodness. Digizin was low there though.
Toxin screen down.
MW didn't have a heal for him, so.
Yeah, they kind of want to protect the gun for a little bit.
Interesting here, I was noticing King doesn't buy really anything. He still just has a ghost.
Poison
He
orb
does have full
emitting.
armor, and you know when you find yourself in this round, given the
Yeah, the
deficit
Sheriff
that you're
did a lot.
facing, you want to stack it
Toxins going
your
up.
way as much as possible. So interesting that they're trying to play this long way out. This could be the difference maker.
Now VS
How much space do they
finds the
try and
bulldog
get
anyway,
before they
so-
plant here?
sustaining some losses but recouping
They have Molly.
in the economy.
Smokes over
Playing
here,
this
so they
slow,
definitely
just like
don't have
Furia
that.
was
Let's keep an eye on how much
in
info
some
they
of
get
those
in the middle.
attack side rounds of their own. Finally, the plant's going to come in. Not much info though. They still have that alarm bot.
They
And that
heavy
turret's
are.
going to allow them to play into art and not really focus on backside.
Oh, it's so unlucky they decide to go this way. If they go R, they
Just
could have
able to
won
tuck
this.
behind the wall.
It's a little bit
And
unlucky
even
for
with that,
Fury.
you see Mazzino creeping around, getting into an advantageous position. You've got the alarm bot too to make sure there's no one pushing in.
They might trap him on the site here though.
This is just taking a long time. This is taking a really long time. And now the alarm bot finding some info, finding some space.
Yeah,
I
they're
feel like
really
Khalil
hoping
really
to
has
find
to
a
find
kill
something
here.
here. He's got to be able to get the kill. And no, Mazzino cleans it up.
They might keep them all on the site here though, Doug. They might lose all their weapons trying to fight against this defuse.
Nah, not able to get it half, but you're right. I don't. No, yeah, okay.
they're-
They are going to get away.
Last
No,
player
never
standing.
mind.
Damn.
That's
really
a
good
lot
eco.
of damage.
Like really good eco.
What started out as a
Holy.
3v5, by the way, so still
Might
good
just be no
recovery from
bonus here,
Leviathan.
might
You
just
gotta
have to
give them
straight up
credit for that,
5v5.
but in terms of bringing back a comeback here, those rounds need to be clean, and that certainly was not.
No, far from it.
Stay down.
Far from a huge kill out from Mazzino. It may have taken a little while, but better late than never.
And we'll see as well what they opt to do in terms of the economy. They're gonna go for a
Okay,
bonus.
still a bonus, yeah.
And with
Still,
4
still a
rounds for
straight up
Furia to close
bonus.
this out, I think that's a good choice.
here we go with the B hit. Can this get shut
They
down?
can
They could.
convert this round, that'd be huge for their chances.
So much delay. The fault line. Now you have the aftershock.
Oh my god, look at the minimap.
Denying Taco
What
going
the
forward.
hell is this site
But he
at the
still
moment?
finds
It
the
looks
space, finds
mental.
just a nook, a crevice to drop Mazzine. Oof. But he's beaten and he's battered. 25 HP, no armor.
Could swap guns if they wanted to.
And once again, the onus on Furia to take the space back.
Ogden's Law in effect there, switching the weapons to the high HP player.
Spam through. QCK caught with utility out. A couple of members of Leviathan have fallen. But there's still so much you have to deal with. They still have 3. You still have lineups out from King.
Did he chat? He put smoke on it?
He doesn't have the health to take it to half either. 1 second for King.
Do it.
Way too much to deal with here if you're
Chat, I
NW's
hate
area.
this site so much. Oh my goodness.
DG's was just so weak. He wasn't even able to get it to half.
Yeah. Yep, no chance there. But the other players were ahead. They're the ones
Nice
with the
round from them,
weaponry.
though.
That's
Like,
what we just saw. So
they did everything great.
talk about a gamble and talk about it paying off. This is within 3, guys. We have taken this map from a 9-3 immediately down to a 9-6. Oh, and he's
Good timing on everything as well, though. Very good
Khalil
timing.
just steps into it. The reason he dies so fast there, he's still high HP. It's that decay as well, walking into the orb.
So, chance for them to get money really high in. It's only one person that has a lot of money, so this is an important round for LEV. If FURIA can do something similar to the other round, they'll be pretty happy.
Furia is
Got
forced to
better
eco
guns
here,
though.
so
Yeah.
Loads of B
See what
hits
they
at the
have.
moment. Early A control.
gotten
They
some
do
mid
try and go
space.
back.
Look at this,
A
the
control
Digizin
and mid
position.
control at the moment.
it's not going past the line of scrimmage, if you will, against the turrets, against these players. And there's 1 kill, and another player very low.
We got a hill
DG's
for
off
this
of
though.
that. Got his ult. Does he invest it here?
Look at this, the secondary flank as well, though, from QCK.
Dude, they're so
Hill
far
comes
up.
in. They've taken so much more
They're
control.
so
Oh boy,
far
oh
up.
the
DG's
timing
in,
is
was
so
waiting to
unlucky,
check
man.
the corner.
Dude, Lev are getting
Taco swings at
sorry,
just the right
FURIA
time.
are getting really unlucky with some of the stuff.
Really nice, though, as a bait
Oh, this could work
for
well.
QCK. That flash doesn't get any more information in mid.
He's gonna have to spray 3 down with a Spectre.
That's unlucky.
now
A
they
little
know
bit
where he
impatient
is.
in that one. Dog came out anyway though, so it looks like
Get
Lev
away,
were all on
Taco's
top of
trying
it.
to dash on him. They break it down.
Damn, nicely handled. And then instant decision to go B. Flash middle to check if anyone's
Not
here.
much here for
30
Furia.
seconds.
FURIA might stack this though.
Not
Okay,
much at
it's
all.
still on.
They are making the right read at the very least here, Doug. And we
It's
saw
still
the
on.
rogues from this position that Khalil is in. See if they have the
Time is so
discipline to
low.
be clearing through here. He's
Oh my
21
god,
HP,
it's
40
actually
damage.
so
Picking up
on.
his position. What?
I'm
to
so
delay the
nervous.
spike plant here
You
with
got
10
10 seconds to get this plant
Can
down.
he
All
do
they have
it?
to do is stop this
They
plant.
have the cove too. They can tuck into it and then get the spike down. There's really nothing to spam it out. There's really nothing to clear. He has to wait on the other side, and now Khalil,
Okay,
who's
that was
the
very
only one
anticlimactic.
in a position to make a play, falls.
I really
What
thought
can this
something.
team do?
I really thought we were gonna see some
A
madness.
little damage towards Taco, but that's all
It
it
settled
is.
down so
3 on
much.
the round for the start. from
Literally
Leviathan,
nothing
by the way.
happened. They just gave him
And
a,
he's starting to
a
find
free
some
plant.
comfort.
I was like,
The
okay.
Death was admonishing him for the amount of
That's
ops
so
he was
funny.
going for in that first half, but I think right now he's finding his way by actually using the verticality of the map. Not that it was super important in this round, but I was noticing this all the way back to Pistol. And you also have to say Leviathan is making some strides and actually stopping a lot of that vision blocking tools to be used earlier. And you see the difference in the defenses right now. Furia going
Yeah,
for a
dude,
very
I tried
aggressive
to
style,
build
trying
it
get some
up.
picks.
Like
And they
honestly, I was
suffered
pumped
the
for it,
cost.
Matix. I was
So
actually
you're not
pumped
able
for
to
it. I thought they were.
neutralize Taco as
I
well.
thought there was a chance they could stop
As
the
you did on
plant.
that defense.
I thought it was funny that we
That
just
deep
saw
flash. I don't
no
think it got
attempt.
any info. And you still have the cove, and now you have some spam. Excuse me, the cascade, and you have some spam, but we're able to sidestep that.
Money's really low
No,
again.
you're
2-9
4
loss
rounds in a row for
bonus.
Leviathan.
We got
And it's all off the
some
back of their
ults here.
default
We have
being so
one away
solid.
from
You
this.
saw in the last round how patient they were.
Jump
in
Peak just
spawn
came
when they
in
were healing
and spotted
everybody up
nothing.
after they
With
received
that bit
the
of
mid-pressure.
information, we have at least one person.
I think for Furia, they're going to have to find
Okay,
a
we
way to
switched it
crack
around. They're
this
doing good at
default.
freeing up the breach, as much
Is
as they
it
haven't had
DG's
much
in?
success. Oh my god, the pinch into
Is
middle
it
of
the
this
neon
time.
with the ult? QCK first contact, second not falling. DG's in does clean him up. Now Flash, 33 HP, has to back up.
Got a lot of time right now.
Spike's still
gonna
middle.
try to
Spike
get to
is
the
not
heal
going to
from
feel
MW.
comfortable to
They're
do this, so
walking
he has to
behind his
go all the way
wall,
around.
They have no idea. MW Zero falls, and now they have the
and the
ult.
ult that's
Out from Shy.
Insta investment.
Where is
They
it?
need
30
this
seconds
time.
left.
Because look at Nauser. He's running all the way across the map to try to bring the spike towards them. Aftershock's
Yeah,
still here.
small
Is he
window.
even gonna get the spike down
Small
before the
windows
lockdown
try.
gets cleared?
Oh,
Oh,
Aftershock's
nice shot.
huge. Could force him into a position
I
where
mean,
he
he
can
has
get
to
the
get
kill.
off it.
15 seconds left. They don't have a lot of time here.
Fighting back sight.
10 seconds left.
Khalil checking every single corner. Now
Huge
Khalil's gonna have to drop heroics
Absolutely
again, and he cannot.
huge scale.
Leviathan get to 8, 5 rounds in a row.
And when I said FURIA is starting to get a reputation as some innovators in the scene, I didn't think I was going to be seeing flashbacks to that Harbor Viper that we saw on Haven at Lock-In against Fnatic. What is that? I'm sorry, huh?
Filth.
Bring it back to that Harbor Viper on Haven, though. That was a 9-3 half from them as well on that defense side. So we're swapping sides, but you start to see them start to struggle once the other team gets a chance to really understand, okay, how did they use it in that first half? How are we going to start to avoid the same pitfalls that we ran into?
He actually had good timing with the Sky. You're right, I remember that. The double,
because you get
the double luck from
their
FNS getting wrecked.
You get a view into their strat creation process. So Coach Owner at halftime has downloaded them in a sense. And who knew the solution was just default?
The fundies on full display. Also worth noting very quickly, we talked about this a lot in the first half. DG's in popping off, yelling across the stage. The emotional leader for the squad has been silenced. We haven't heard a peep out from him in a long time.
Yeah, you're seeing the difficulty of finding value with this Neon on defense when his default speed is go find a pick.
Yeah.
In this case, you have to let the picks come to you. In this case, you have to let the combinations come to you as well.
Okay,
right
on
there.
the eco. Trying to fight over towards this
It's not the same as like a fracture Neon or something like that.
Actually going to try and go
earlier
real
in the
wide
rounds, people are funneled. People are forced to group up.
I don't think he's going to want to go slow here. I think you're right. You kind of have to wait and let the game come to you, but that's just not DG's in style.
Looks like he's going to pop his ult and go straight up.
That's not his setting either.
Stun! Oh my goodness!
He's already got one. He's going to continue to push the pace, but no. Drops the wall in the face of the cloudburst. They've got what they wanted. No gun picked up though.
Not bad. Harbor is the main one that makes them plant.
Yes, no gun picked up. And they can wait out this ult now.
That was a cool round.
This is in. Had tools in the round, gets a kill from it, but no longer going to be there. It's a lot.
It goes around the corner as well.
You've gotten a little bit further to securing around, but it really just feels like you still have so long to go.
Oh,
there's a flash setup out from Azine.
Is he going to be turned away though because of the angle?
Waiting for the contact, and that should draw it. There's the flash, but DG's
oh
in
wow,
just
Taco
a
was
little ahead of the
actually
timing, and Taco's spray is just too good.
I also think King was way in front of that flash too.
Yeah.
So while it seemed very well planned, doesn't quite cover everything. And that's the difficulty with Breach. You don't have combination flashes as easily as other characters.
This trade's
Still
coming
have to
in
give him credit for putting something together right there off
crazy
the
attack
rip.
cost.
That stun found 3 players. But it's not enough.
Treadmill? Yeah, I'm tempted. I'm definitely tempted.
Push came to shove. Leviathan won one of those eco rounds.
Point, I think.
FURIA right there tried their best. We'll see though. We mentioned in the first half how Leviathan was struggling to get the ults online. It's the exact same situation in reverse here. FURIA finally going to have some power ults up.
6 rounds in a row, and again, very indicative of the first half. Feast or famine for both of these teams. And again, an aggressive look, but this time it's not.
Wow.
It's actually Khalil.
I was wondering why the wall was just invested in this one little spot.
No way
now I
through
kind of
until
find
you
out
want to invest.
the huge ult.
That Trailblazer.
That's one way of shutting down B.
And the fast pivot here is going to give a lot of information. Khalil's going to be able to walk up through that wall eventually and figure out, are they still here?
Yeah, they have no idea about
to see
numbers.
FURIA not try to pinch elsewhere on the map too.
Oh, so they're trying to set them up into this trap.
And he could pivot that straight into Art 2 with QCK, or yeah, QCK peeking for him.
Gotta be careful. Understanding where the pressure's coming from. Azine turning around. Still has it ready to go.
Let's go!
There it is, Rolling Thunder. Where's the follow-up though? How do you really
Yeah, I was gonna say
scale off of that? You
that's
can't.
not
That's
the
why
one.
that A main one was what FURIA was hoping they would go into.
Yeah.
At least they denied them the space though, and they have to re-clear Art behind this wall. But they haven't really gotten much utility out of the harbor. On Leviathan, Mazzino still has 2 cascades. This execute is still going to be very strong.
Still delayed a lot of time.
Azine reposition. He has the fault line up. Solves all of his utility too. Now Reckoning. Used to delay yet again.
Damn,
20
he's
seconds
owned
left.
it.
Pushing forward.
Bye-bye.
Drops one. How far up does he go? The Cove is there, but he's patient. They're stunned.
Absolutely owned it.
Having to reposition. Even with the Cove up.
Oh my goodness.
He just let the round come to him. He didn't push forward. He just kind of walked and
It
he was
was
able to get
very
three.
calm.
That's
No
the difficulty
spraying of the
clearing
Cove
A-main by
or
yourself
anything,
right there. You
just
left one corner unchecked.
staying
And the
alive.
Jizin
Didn't
is
want
all
to
of
give
a
him the
sudden
kill,
behind
just
you
knew that
and
him
able to
holding on to this area was
absolutely
everything.
deny that play.
It was a very nice round from him.
Furia back in the lead. They do not let Leviathan take it from them.
Not repeatable though in theory with the ults.
Unreal. We'll take a look at this one more time. Taco once again
No
tried
Sentinel
to expose
can't
the
mess them up,
verticality of the
for
map,
sure.
as you mentioned a couple of rounds ago.
It's a
But
nightmare.
DG's In's position was just great.
I also have to give credit. The two ults there were used to delay, not for a kill. Yes, Mazin, he could have used that. Oh, fast into shot here. He's already taken down though. They're just
Straight through
spamming
the
that
wall.
wall. Remember when I mentioned the coaches and the entire staff of Leviathan and players trying to figure out how they're going to play there? That's it right there. That's the prep. You see that wall, spam as fast as possible.
Knowing that DG's In wants to take some of the space. Not able to. MWZera using a Trailblazer to do a bit of his own. And you've got Mazin in a really good position here. Should
Two
they
of
choose
them.
to go mid again?
They are holding it and they
This
are
is tough,
pinging
though.
this. Flash is great.
Such
Flash
a
is
good
good.
flash.
Good amount of info from this. This is still
And
a
you see them
question
slow
mark as
down
well,
immediately.
so they're
They're
going to
like,
have to
hold on,
fall
let's
into like a
not overextend
2-2.
down B long until we re-clear mid a little bit more. Make sure they're not going
If
to
they
find a
can get
timing
onto
on us.
site with it, oh yeah, this could be a nightmare. They get onto site with this and then they Viper ult for the after plant. In terms of the money, it's pretty good for Furia though.
Looking
They
for
can
a
take
little
hit.
something. Khalil feeling the pressure. Backs on up. Now the Reckoning to try to push them back.
This is tough because they're going to allow the Viper pit to go down from King.
And then you really don't have any tools to navigate through that. MWZera 1 point
Yeah,
away
we've
from
got a
Endless
lineup
Seekers,
for
and that
this.
could be the
Yes,
difference
we
maker,
do.
but now
It's the
Pit
good one. It's
drops
the one where you
Taco,
can tuck in his
taking
corner the
space.
whole time.
Backside is his.
Down B.
They're just spamming against the spike planter right now. They're not finding a
Wait,
way
they
in.
didn't get the
Yeah,
palm
but Zeno
down?
wasn't able to get it. The Cove. He just on the other side of the Cove. Taco gets two.
Last player
Now
standing.
dashing away.
Still no
leaving
plant.
it all onto Khalil.
Wall's going to fall.
Spike planted.
The spike planted through that one. Two, but that's it.
Imagine he got that
Well, two
second
other
kill
targets he
before
was
all
going
of
to have
that.
to deal
Holy
with.
hell, this
Leviathan
was
punch back.
close.
We're tied at 10 again.
Furious fine, they can still buy in this, even though there's one person
This
that
is a
can't,
slugfest.
that it's going to take a hit.
In these last two rounds. Furia finding an opportunity.
This round here, though, is
maybe, but
massive. Taco
immediately
did great
losing.
being in this
Again,
position.
Jizin in that one. And you have to hope that Mazin can come up with some solutions here to this just slow default that Leviathan is torturing Furia with. And it's going to be an op on Neon. Is that the solution? I don't know.
Neon
But it's
op.
creative for sure.
But they've at least set him up into one position.
Creative, maybe. Provocative, maybe. But will
That's
it get Furia
smart.
going?
They
It's
shoot
tough
it
to
with the
say.
rifle.
MWZera has the Seekers.
Nice
oh my
off
gosh,
angle
but they
though.
don't have
Oh
TG's
my
in.
goodness. Who enough plays
That's
that?
2 in a row for him to go down early. That's gotta hurt.
So not only
Yeah,
do you
that
not
was
have
fa-
DG's in,
that felt
you don't have the op,
fast.
and
That
then you're
felt
just
really
kind of
fast. I
forced
felt
to
like his
sit in
peak wasn't too
silence
bad
and
with the
wait.
sidestepping as
Because
well.
of
It
the slow
was
default that
really
you've been
fast.
talking about from Leviathan, there's so many different ways that they can go. You've got some info down A main from QCK taking that space away, but you're really just kind of guessing.
I mean, look how desperate they are for information there. That's 1 minute. They trailblazer through mid. Are they? He's trying to answer the question. Are they going through arc here? Because that would be the worst situation for QCK. And he gets what he wants, I think.
Had 2 bullets.
That
3
Trailblazer
people here
being
for the
broken
punish.
from shots.
Flash. Oh, they're fighting.
Seekers are going to find a lot. Khalil's on a great swing. Oh
Nice
my gosh.
stun on this.
They're so stunned up. They're so blind. Second
30
Seekers
seconds
invested,
left.
traded right back.
Oh, what a molly. Lands on both. They're both vulnerable.
There's still plenty of time for them to be careful about this one, too. 20 seconds left in the
He
round.
might
They've
have
already
earned
got
it.
out of sight.
Ah, it's unlucky.
Pockets. All the time.
Yeah, I
Right
could see
by
it
each
coming.
other
It's unlucky.
again.
Not planted yet, though.
3v2. All right, now it's go time. Now it's crunch time. 10 seconds left on the round.
Player
Oh my
standing.
goodness,
They
time
just
though.
fracked their way
Seconds
through
left.
this. Can QCK play spoiler? He's right above them.
Spike planted.
He spotted them. Oh, he had too many targets. Tries picking
Oh, that
between
was
one and
painful.
the other and finds nothing.
It's
He
unlucky.
thought it was possible. He thought Fury was going to hold on to that lead.
That's so unlucky
But
for
no.
him.
Round 21. And Leviathan take it. for the first time in the game. What a very good hold. But Leviathan again just continued to whittle them down. Oh, QCK had the opportunity there.
Dude, he had. You said it was possible. It looked probable. I mean, it looked done. Oh.
And that might have just been the downfall of Fury economically as well.
Yeah, it is.
So Leviathan
They're definitely
looking
wrecked on this. They got to eco.
back into comfort.
That can't be good for your wrists, right?
No, it's nice for your wrists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way, bro.
100%, bro. You got to get all those hours of aim lab out of your hands. Yeah, go for it. That's the Asuna classic right there.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that. Well, you mentioned Leviathan finally find themselves with the lead, and they find themselves with the lead late.
Yep.
But they've just had so much success on this attacking side, and
Yeah,
part of it has been
I
how
really like the
successful their
EMEA
faults have
stage.
been, how they've
I
really
really
just
like
kind of
it.
left Furia without any info on what's going on throughout the
And they
map.
did
And
a
then
great
there
job.
have been a couple of like that felt like a vintage Furia clutch moment that should have gone their way. And those are the kind of things that Furia have relied upon, and they have found success in the past, but it's just not. It wasn't.
You
there
think
that
Pacific's
time.
best already?
I do think their
Interesting.
identity this year is kind of changing.
The
from
agent
that.
select,
I
yeah,
mean,
that's
obviously
true.
they still have
That's
that
very true.
clutch factor with them,
Okay,
but you could see it in the comp.
against the eco,
You can see it in the
they
attempts.
kind of close to one
that they're going
orb, so
for.
like they wanted to
But I
deny
can't
this
help but
orb.
think they're thinking exactly what I am. That same fanatic.
He's by himself.
Oh my goodness.
He's by himself. They hadn't pushed forward towards A main at the beginning of the round at all this half. So QCK finding a false sense of
Good use of the
security and
touch.
comfort just tries to swing around and get the orb
Rotate's
because
coming
it's
in.
been free.
Rotate's gonna get here
And
in
Leviathan
time.
a step
They're gonna have
ahead
a
of it.
flash for MW0.
He's just sat in the
Dude,
molly.
He's just sat in the molly.
That might end up costing him. Nauser does have the
Oh, it's not
heal up,
You should
and they've got a
super
KJ
epic.
lockdown.
A little bit more convincing.
But
They
how
do have
fast
the
can they
Viper
actually get on
smoke
the
to block
spike here?
vision.
And if they can get half and maybe somebody can get off. No, they're not even going to attempt it.
I have a question. Are they going to try and take any space?
Once again, we talked about this
Okay,
a fair
that's fine,
amount,
so
but
good.
all of the denial of vision, all of the walls in play here. And forget about wall. DG's in just swings out, but Mizzino trading it right back. Spike has been ticking away for a few seconds now. Furia having to push the pace, having to take the fight to Leviathan, and Leviathan are glad to receive as
Nicely
they
handled.
find themselves
Damn,
on
what a
map point.
crazy game at the moment. 2 rounds to close this out. Furia have only got 1 on defense.
For it all to come down to this. Leviathan's first lead, and they immediately put themselves on match point. That's got to hurt as Furia. Only a single
Yeah, pretty much this rest.
round one
They're
in this
just
half.
they're too thin, they're
And
too
now
spread
they've got
out.
to get through
4 choke points, no sentinel,
full
can't
buy
hold
rounds.
2 with 1.
And more
So it's just
from Leviathan, who have
it's just a
been,
nightmare.
I keep using the word torturing them, but they have been. These first kills have gone so often to the side of Leviathan. There's nothing to be garnered with the brawly style of Furia.
And I guess the way to win a fight is to just not really fight back. Not in the same pace, right? Change the setting, change the speed of it all. I mean, they had
No,
some
yeah,
tools
it's
here
just
for
like
Furia.
the-
You've got the Reckoning.
It's just
You
what their
have the
comp's not
ultra
good at,
DDs,
right?
sure.
It's great
Slight
on attack, it's
deviation
not that
here,
good
though.
on defense.
You mentioned how they went deep fast up in the A main and how that caught Fury off guard, but now they're pushing up B long and it's still part of this default. Both King
That
and
was sick.
Shire on the other side.
That
of
was
the
so
map.
sick. They so nearly got a kill with that.
So for a second there, you thought they might over-challenge, but look at Furia. They're also playing passive into this.
That's good info as well.
That's some big information. Finding
Damn,
Taco
this is nice. I
specifically.
like the
He's the
damage
guy
through.
we talked about last week. He's constantly
you-
just
if
going
you
with this role
stunned and then
of
did this,
diving
you
into the
can't
site,
count.
finding
It's
space
kinda
for his
sick.
team.
Yeah, the thing is, though, you find him with 50 seconds left in the round. Right? So there's like 20, 30 seconds of, well, what the heck could they be doing?
This.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, you find him, and maybe a little bit later in the round, that's pivotal information, but not
30
here.
seconds.
Look at QCK though. He's got the Reckoning primed and ready, and paired up with the stun, they could definitely hurt.
2 ults being invested as they're Venn diagramming across the site. Khalil the first to fall. DG's in. He's going to show up a little bit late. Is he going to be here in time, though? Oh my gosh, Furia!
my
They've gotten
goodness.
this far. They've gotten it down to 1.
He killed
What a hold!
everyone.
Furia
What
not
is
done
going
yet.
on? Give me a replay of this.
And they read it perfectly.
Yeah, we got our close game.
That B-Link
You're
push
not
was
wrong.
coming down from the 2 remaining players that I pointed out were on the other side of the map. So QCK dives on that immediately, and that's because of the Reckoning too. They were counting the pulses, using the information.
Ooh,
that came out from that.
That helps too. You know,
That's
often we talk about
disgusting.
like nuance and utility usage and how the ults interact with different players and their positioning, and then sometimes you just have a 2K with a Phantom Spirit. And that's what secures the round.
Cloud9 style, like we just saw. Okay, but they've got to string it together. They have not. I mean, this is looking very similar to how Leviathan played on that first half too. How there wasn't life until there was.
Big ult out here for Khalil. When does he use it and where does he use it? I think it's key.
Remember, he used it really aggressively down B long in the last time he had it. This time, I think he wants to reactively use it if they do end up going B, or use it for post. And there's not much to clear out of Viper's Pit. They're going to have to rely on all of their mollies
Dog for dog.
to sustain that.
Info for info. Big question mark created here.
Once again,
Sky is now running over,
silence
so
around
they're
the
going to be able
side
to
and
clear this
Khalil
question mark
now
at one
using his
point.
pit.
And
And
it
they're
might
gonna
be in
pivot immediately.
time.
That might
Or
have been a little
it
too
might work
early
out
here,
so
but look at what
perfectly for Lev.
actually
Let's keep an
FURIA
eye
is
on
doing
Sky
because of
Flash.
that. Knowing that, hey, if they see this, they might not want to go through it. Instead, all 4, actually only 3, Mazin still on the other side of the map. He's
When
got
does
to
Sky
stun
Flash
that.
come in?
And it's all off the contact from QCK. As soon as he sees something, the fault line
It's going to
used,
come in at one point, maybe not anymore. They get info.
or he just trolls me and he holds it.
30 seconds left.
Oh, this is a crazy round. 3
Top.
people here.
Dive
They have a
into
good
this.
stack.
Jazin's got his fingers out.
How much further will he
Oh,
go?
that's
Straight into the next round.
Dude,
if there
how
is
many
one.
people peeked in there? That was
A
disgusting.
disaster for Furia. Early on, can they equalize?
They get the
MW's
plant down
airspeed
as well. Breach has to go huge here.
The pit no longer a
And I think it's been hard.
factor, and neither is Mazine.
What a crazy
Mazino was
map
just
this
at the
was.
right
It was
place at the
cool,
right
it was
time.
fun.
This looks almost impossible for Furia.
And they got a one-way
Player
orb landing
standing.
too.
Yeah, I mean it's a wrap. It's a wrap. There's just
Nicely
no
done.
way.
Really nicely done. Yeah, comp just fell a little bit short on the defense. A little bit
3-9
short on the
blessing strikes
defense.
again.
Felt a little bit too hard with them split up. They had a nice attack
Instantly
though.
in that second
They
half,
managed to get a lot of rounds.
equalizing
Felt like
things.
it was enough.
and instantly recognizing the faults of the comp. That is a huge comeback and a statement win from probably
What's up,
one of the best
keeper?
teams in the league.
What's
At
up?
this
What's
point.
up? Not too bad. The result.
You know, I want to go back to something you were mentioning earlier, Bala, and it was at halftime that you posed the question, how does Neon find value here? Right? Like, you can't really go as aggressively. I mean, I guess the kit does allow you to, but that isn't really how you want to play things. DG's in was, for all intents and purposes, silent in this second half.
Yeah, for somebody who did so well in that first.
Chat, why does it give?
Absolutely.
Does
you're
my
right.
channel give people ads
And I
when you
will say as
instantly
well-
come onto the channel?
Takalia stepping up hugely. King as well, the entire game, super consistent. For the IGL of that team to continue to do that game
Really?
after game after game is just absurd.
Yeah, if every IGL went 26-9 every time they played, I mean, you'd win. You'd win a whole lot more maps. But you're right, King was so good. It was a complete effort from Leviathan. And then also, again, to remind, it was in the face of a massive deficit. They find themselves find themselves up 1-0 in this series.
Pretty much
with
all
Ice
of
Spots
Twitch
on the
does.
other side.
I
We'll
swear
be
I've been
right
on
back.
people's channels where it doesn't do that. I don't spend that much time on Twitch, but I feel like I would always click on. I feel like I would always click off. Yeah, because I only run them in breaks, so in theory that's fine. If you're jumping over towards the stream and it gives you one, that's a bit annoying. Not too bad, keeper. Better than I thought, honestly. Split was nice. Got off to a crazy start.